Hey guys, this is Ben from Bandit Air Drives. I'm making a quick video because I've had a lot of people call and email asking about putting small air drives on some of these new plastic boats that have gotten a lot more popular these last couple of years. This is our smallest, one of our test Bandit 24 air drives. We put on a lot of different kinds of boats, and we've gotten one of the plastic boats that are really popular these days. This is the Pond Prowler 10. It's a two-person boat with about a 550-pound capacity. And it's really similar to the Pelican Bass Raider, and there are a lot of other types of these one or two piece plastic boats these days that are popular at Bass Pro Shops and Academy, and a lot of places you can get these. So we wanted to give it a try and see how it works mounting a small air drive on one of these boats. The idea here is to use it as basically just a small trolling motor. These boats aren't really made to plane or move fast or anything, given their small size. So we've put the Bandit 24 on there. It's about good for 30 pounds or 35 pounds or so of thrust, so it's pretty similar to a small trolling motor. There's actually space on this boat. You can have a separate trolling motor on the front here, so you could actually mount an electric trolling motor and a small air drive for places where you've got a lot of weeds in the water and things you might get tangled up on. So we ran it. We've got about 20 hours on this one so far. It's run really well on this small boat. We've loaded it down with 2 adults and some gear up to its max payload. We get to about 2 miles per hour with the engine idling in this case, about 3 miles per hour at 2,000 RPM, and top speed with the engine running about 3,000 to 3,200 RPM. We get around 5 miles per hour, 4.5 to 5 miles per hour with a full load on the boat, up to about 6 miles per hour when it's really lightly loaded with one person. A couple things to comment on. Normally the Bandit 24 and 28 we make with just a single mount to the transom. We have these 2 legs that come down and bolt to the transoms. We find on these boats, these transoms are just a lot flimsier than the aluminum john boats. There is a piece of wood or composite, something inside the core of this transom here, but there's not really anything structural tying it to the rest of the boat. So the transom's a lot flimsier than you might be used to with a standard john boat. So for that purpose, we weren't really comfortable running, a drive just bolted to that transom. We ran a couple self-tapping screws with a brace here, a couple feet up in the boat, and ran a good solid chunk of aluminum square tube up there. And it's pretty solid. It feels really good on the water. It doesn't actually vibrate that much in the boat. We wouldn't recommend it probably for towing any significant distance. It's just with the small transom, it's just not made for that kind of load on it. I think the transom on this particular one's rated for about 3.5 horsepower or about 35 pounds of engine. So we're right, at or just above those limits. So you want to be pretty careful here, but overall it ran pretty well. We've been pretty happy with it. So we'd recommend it if you are using it on a small pond, especially if it's someplace you're not going to be towing it a lot. For towing, we actually take the engine and the fan and the cage off, just so we're not bouncing on the highway at full speed, hitting potholes and such with this heavy engine on this transom. But other than that, it's run really nice. So I'll add some video to this showing how it works with 1 and 2 people, so you can get kind of an idea what you might expect on one of these plastic boats. Again, this is the Pond Prowler 10. They've got a Pond Prowler, I think it's like an 8 foot or so for one person, and the Pelican Bass Raider, and there's several other really similar molded boats. Had a lot of interest in people putting small air drives on them. This is about as big as I would probably go, and it really is nice for like a small trolling motor sort of kind of performance, especially in areas where you've got a lot of debris in the water and things that might tangle up an outboard or a trolling motor propeller. So anyway, thanks for watching. I'll add some video at the end of this, and let us know if you have any questions. Thanks.